Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new Jurassic World Dominion video. I hope you've all been enjoying the content lately here on the channel, as we have big things set in motion behind the scenes here that I'm sure that loads of you will enjoy very soon. I'm hopeful that you'll finally get to see what we've been working on for Jurassic come the end of the month, so be sure to stay tuned for exactly that. Furthermore, JP30 is inching ever closer per day, and recently we heard news of our first information regarding an event that will be happening in Melbourne, Australia. So if you happen to have missed that, then please feel free to go ahead and check out my recent video, as it really does seem like this week may be a good week for Jurassic fans, should our speculation end up being true. But for today's video, we're going back and taking a look at a Jurassic World Dominion dinosaur that caught the interest of many viewers when they first saw it. The Baryonyx with a mechanical arm. I've seen countless of people asking to find out more about this dinosaur and what its backstory may be. It's a little vague, but there's enough to speculate and talk about. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the story of this Baryonyx from Malta. Jurassic World Dominion introduced a whole host of new species to the Jurassic universe. Pyroraptor, Giganotosaurus, Therizinosaurus, and many more, most of which had a great reception and were loved by many fans across the world. But back to the old species, there was one little guy that returned and caught the eye of many, the Baryonyx. The Baryonyxes of Jurassic have had a slight change of appearance throughout its lifetime. Originally there was 5 that were bred on Isla Sorna and planned for the original Jurassic Park that we never got to see. Then they were planned for Jurassic World. Our first sight of the Baryonyx came from the Jurassic World website, which showed us a more paleo-accurate design with a green and orange tint to its colorization. Arguably the best Baryonyx design we've seen, and hopefully a design that we'll get to see later on in this franchise. However, we were given the design of what we saw in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, a dinosaur that debuted during Fallen Kingdom, believe it or not. 7 Baryonyxes were bred on Isla Nublar for Jurassic World, which all had the same design but slightly different colour schemes, which explains why Grim and Limbo are slightly different colours to the rest. As for Chaos and the rest of the Baryonyxes, we see one die off in lava, which we speculated to be Chaos, and one being transported to the mainland. Yes, before people say they are different Baryonyxes. We expected this species to return in Jurassic World Dominion, but not in the fashion that we thought. The only time we see the Baryonyx in Jurassic World Dominion was in a juvenile adolescent form and not a fully grown adult. This of course was the little guy that we see in Malta's black market. Not much is known about the sketchy business that occurred in Malta, but we all know for a fact that dinosaur fights were at the very top of their list for activities. Taking one look at this dinosaur's appearance, he is not the usual Baryonyx that we're used to seeing. The size, the design, and most importantly, that mechanical arm. But what exactly happened to this guy, and what may his story be? Well, let's get into discussing exactly that. Just before we continue with the video, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're at all a fan of the Jurassic franchise, and or you just want to learn more about this dinosaur blockbuster, as I can guarantee that this is the best place to be for exactly that. We cover a whole host of things about the Jurassic franchise, and we're aiming for over 200,000 subscribers before Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary in June. So with just under 2 months to go, why not help out the channel and get excited for Jurassic's future with me and many others. It costs you absolutely nothing to turn that red subscribe button grey. But for now, let's get back to the video. The Baryonyx of Malta was barely fully grown, as we can clearly see that because of its body size, which actually suggests that this dinosaur may have born originally in the deep dark depths of Malta. This could possibly open up the potential that some illegal operations would have not just involved the buying and selling of dinosaurs, but dinosaur eggs as well. Meaning that there's a high chance that this Baryonyx hasn't seen the light outside of the underground market. So given that speculated backstory for the Baryonyx, how else can we predict his life leading up to the loss of his arm? Well, this Baryonyx would have been kept in captivity and looked after. Probably not the right choice of words, but let's say cared for in a sense that the owner of this Baryonyx would have wanted it to become one of the strongest dinosaurs out there. Now, when we take one look at the scenes from Jurassic World Dominion's Malta sequence, we notice that not only are we seeing species of all types fighting, but we also see a few juveniles being put into the ring as well. A baby Carnotaurus, a baby Allosaurus, and many more. So it's clear that they aren't waiting for these dinosaurs to be adults before placing their bets and putting them into a fighting ring. From my understanding, it seems like it's a fight to the death as well, considering how we see the Lystrosaurus absolutely demolish the Oviraptor earlier on in the movie. However, as the multi-sequence goes on, this Lystrosaurus seemed to also stay in the ring as well, and was about to square off with a baby Carnotaurus. So maybe the Baryonyx would have been the boss fight for the juvenile category. Either way, it's clear that this Baryonyx would have fought in a fight sometime during its early lifetime. Whatever dinosaur it may have been, it did a real number to the little guy. The best guess we can make is that the Baryonyx, while not much is known about it, would have lost his arm in a battle between another juvenile dinosaur. Predicting what this dinosaur may be, it could range from a Carnotaurus to an Allosaurus. This is simply because we can see an adult Carnotaurus and an adult Allosaurus in Malta. Now, understandably, they're not going to be able to fight in a ring in the underground market of Malta. They're simply just too large. Well, let's say they're too large to control. So my assumption is that these two, instead of being forced to fight, they were forced to breed and create offspring of Carnotauruses and Allosauruses to either sell on to other buyers or to maybe have more to fight with. And when we use that logic, maybe there was an adult Baryonyx somewhere in Malta as well, and one that we just simply never got to see. We do get to see some deleted concept art that many thought was Suchomimus, but apparently it's a Baryonyx, so I guess they were playing around with that idea. So it's not far-fetched to assume that there was an adult Baryonyx somewhere in Malta. But yes, it seems like this Baryonyx would have lost his arm in a juvenile battle between either a Carnotaurus or an Allosaurus, given the connections that we can see. In my opinion, it seems ever more likely that an Allosaurus was the culprit in this event. And to be honest, I'm willing to bet money on that. A juvenile Allosaurus was the reason as to why the Baryonyx lost his arm. Again, another poor choice of words. However, since we also assume that this may have been battles to the death, it's reasonable to say that the Baryonyx ended up winning that fight despite losing an arm in that battle. After this, he seemed to be chained up and given a prosthetic mechanical arm to possibly either help its balance or for the very simple fact to make him look even cooler, ready for his next competitor. But little did he know that his next competitor would be a slowly dying and in pain Reign Delacourt. An incredible scene that I think we can all remember, but just wish we could have seen that little bit more. And there we have it. It may have been a short story, but now we know why and how the Baryonyx from Jurassic World Dominion's Malta sequence would have lost his little arm. It's actually quite fun to make these videos and predict these type of things with the evidence that we're given in the movie. So if you have any further questions and wish to learn more about Jurassic World Dominion, please feel free to ask in the comments. I have a few more in the works, so stay tuned by pressing that subscribe button and turning the bell notification on so you don't miss that upload. But who knows, maybe your question will be answered in the next video. Like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new, but most importantly, I hope you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you, did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.